88.3 FM, and this is Hear Me Out.
I'm Ryan.
I'm on Essex. And today we're going to be talking about how the media portrays victims, or the media tries to protect ICE in the media. So as we all know, on January 24th, 2026, a man by the name of Alex Ferretti was killed by ICE while at a protest. What happened was that Alex Ferretti, as Ferretti was an ICE agent, pushed down a woman. Ferretti went over and tried to help her up, and as he's helping her up, they pepper sprayed him, and then they threw him on the ground. And then as he was on the ground, the police pistol whipped him, and then they saw he had a license. He had a license to carry, gun on his hip, and they shouted, "Gun, gun, gun!" And then they shot him. They shot him dead. Shot him right on the street.
This is very sad. I want to say, rest in peace to this man. I know he was innocent. I do 100% think that a lot of, if not all, ICE agents, because like they're regular people.
You can go online and sign up and get money, and I don't think they have any training involved as they do this.
Yeah, they're like regular people abusing their power, and I do think that the few I know this is just one example, but there have been many examples of them abusing their power, and obviously I know that this is not all ICE agents, but this is larger than the majority. Won't you say?
This seems to be larger than the majority, and it's also how the media tries to portray the victims after their death, after after the death of Alex Ferretti. People have tried to say that he had his weapon out at the officers, that as he was walking up to them with his weapon. When you watch the video, you can see that he just has his phone out. He has his phone out. And a woman that was also there, from her angle, she took another video. It's called "The Lady in the Pink Coat." She has another angle, and it's after that ICE has picked up the people who watched as they killed this man. So it's they're really trying to hide it. And after that, Kristi Noem went on to call this man a terrorist. She called him a terrorist, and she called him a terrorist, and people actually believe that, and they're making edited pictures of him. This is exactly what happened to Renee Good after she was killed by ICE. She was a woman from, I think it was either Minnesota or Minneapolis, who people said that she hit an ICE agent with her car, and then he shot her. And when that happened, you can from his video, you can see he gets out of his car, he tries to intimidate her wife, and then he moves to Renee, and then Renee is she's like, "I'm not mad at you, dude," and she changes her tire so she doesn't try to hit him, but he's standing there. He gets scraped by the car, he shoots her, and then he calls her a F and a B right afterwards, and you can see her car steering off. And after that, the media tried to say that she didn't live there. She do all carry across to terrorize ICE. Turns out she did live there. She was dropping off her son. She didn't have her kid. What mom doesn't have their kid in the middle of the day? She just dropped off her kid. Well, he was her wife is some type of abuser. Turns out there's no proof of that. They edited a photo of her in a jail, getting her mugshot. And they're like, "Look, see, she's a criminal." Turns out someone edited that, and it got posted around. So it's the media really tries to portray these people who are killed by ICE, as these bad people, when in reality it seems like ICE is the only people that are bad as of right now.
Yeah. This is terrible. And another thing is, a lot of these interactions are public. People have multiple recordings of these things. So even if they try to edit and do whatever to make it seem like they was in the right, people recorded it. They know what happened. It was all live. People have the footage. You can go on the internet, look up the footage. You can see this is all lies. And especially nowadays with the whole editing thing, people can tell what's edited and what's not. It don't matter if they use AI. You can tell that's fake. It's very easy to tell that's fake. There's really no point doing this, because nobody
because every news station, even if you try to edit the photo, every news station is going video. Every news station is gonna have that video,
yes, exactly.
The real video.
Exactly.
So there's no point of trying to edit it to make the person see that, because They have the real footage that they're going to show on the internet.
Yeah, this is like another way to try to cover up their footprints and whatnot, but it is really not gonna work. Like all of these things, like things ICE is always like not always, but like these confrontations are like in the street. Like people
They go,
see
they
this.
protest too, because like
Yeah,
people have seen like this isn't the first time there was a kid who was probably about our age. He was either at school or at work. ICE picked him up, beat him up, and then threw him out of a car. And he said he needed to go to the hospital. People saw that. Like they're coming, and it's like they're like we're going after the bad, the biggest and the baddest, but you're going after people who are legal immigrants, and
yeah,
you're hurting people of the United States. And it took a white person, a white male being killed for Donald Trump to be like, well, maybe we should take some ice out of Minneapolis and Minnesota. It took a white male being killed, shot, for for Donald Trump to be like, yeah, maybe we should, we should take ice out. And it's like it took all of that for him to be like, yeah, maybe we should just take some agents out. Not all of them, but
yeah,
some of them.
yeah. And the worst part about that is like he really didn't have nothing to say until a Caucasian was killed. Like all of the Mexican people that have lost their lives in like the past months, and you don't speak up until a Caucasian is killed. That's terrible. That shows
And
how racist like people can get.
and
I think it's
then
well, I'm gonna say more,
and
but yeah,
there are people that we probably don't know about that were probably killed by ICE.
yeah,
We don't know what happens in detention centers, and
yeah,
and it's like some of these people are like picked up from their hearings to try and be a legal citizen. So you hear people say, and the thing is that you hear people say comply, 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 comply. If six people, if it takes six people to hold someone down, then I think it's more of not the person's problem, it's the issue that the agents have. Because
yeah,
there are six people on top of this man. And there's and one video shows that they take his weapon. I think they take his weapon and then there's a gunfire and then they shoot him. They shoot him again. So it's like after so people are like, oh, it was self defense. After the first shot, he's neutralized, he's still on the ground. But they shot him more times, shot him more. So after that, that just seems like they were aiming to kill him. They were just aiming to kill
yeah. This really
him.
really sucks. It's all and another thing. You really don't know what's going on in the detention camps. I heard it was like a case of them taking advantage of like the prisoners and whatnot, and that just sucks. Like the you take them there to be detained, and you think again abuse of power. You think, oh, well, we can do whatever we want to these people, right?
Because
And
no, because they're illegal and
yeah, yeah,
nobody was
yeah,
gonna find.
and
I know what you're talking about. I think his name was like David something.
yeah, yeah,
He pleaded guilty to assaulting a detainee for I think 2 to 3 months, so she could see video, so she could see her daughter, like see pictures, get letters. And that's another thing. Like they're abusing their power. These people want to go home. They want to see their families. They're being taken away from their children and the people that they love. And so the only way that she was even able to see her daughter was by letting this agent do things to her that on a regular day would probably she would have never allowed because she
yeah,
was still with her daughter. And it's the fact that people are defending this. They're defending it like, well, it's not technically, the R word because well technically she consented. It's like no, this is like an abuse of power.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Another thing is I don't know how we don't know like anything else. That's just one case. I don't know if there's any more cases of like what's going on in the detention camps, but um, probably thing is they have again an abuse of power. You don't know what's going on. Probably
It's like
beating, taking advantage of.
there are probably more people they've probably taken advantage of in
Yeah,
those
yeah,
detention centers, and it's like because anybody can sign up, so any person with a sick fantasy
yeah.
can literally just sign up to be an
Regular
ICE agent
person.
and get money.
Yeah,
Like someone who's not even trained. And the thing is that when the detainment started happening, people literally like got went online and bought like ice jackets to like scare immigrants into like from when people were like during voting time, people were literally buying jackets that said ice on them to scare immigrants from voting, and that's terrifying. That people can just go online and get jackets and be like, "Ah, yeah, this is so funny, guys. This is so funny." That we are scaring people to the point that they don't want to come out. People don't even want to come to people who legal immigrant kids don't even want to go outside and come to school because they're afraid that if they're going to turn around and ICE is going to pick them up one day.
Yeah, that it really sucks. I do think I get these are regular people and all that, but I do think there's a huge violation of like basic human decency. Like I get it, just because you wear a badge, you have a gun, don't mean you can just go out and go do whatever you want to these people. Like I
Because at the end of the day, they might be illegal in this country, as people say, but they're still humans. Like
exactly.
you wouldn't treat a regular human this. You wouldn't treat a human this way. Like you
Yeah,
wouldn't treat someone who is legal to you, as people say, legal to this land this way.
yeah. Just because you signed up and somebody handed you a gun and said, "Hey, go take this person," that don't mean you gotta stomp all over him, uh, throw him on the ground, shoot him a few times, just taking out all that pent up aggression you had just out on this person that you don't even know. You don't know this person is somebody's kid. The person has
Somebody.
kids. It's somebody's father, mother, whatever.
And what also killed me is we were talking about it earlier. There's a white guy. He's like a priest.
Mm-hmm.
He was taken by ICE, and they let him go because he wouldn't be much fun. Meaning that they are taking these people and hurting them because they know that they're not going to say anything. They're never going to see these people again because they're going to be deported back to where they were, where they, what they assume their country is. Because most of these people are like legal here, like their parents came here and they were born in America, and they're being sent back to places that they have never been to.
Yeah,
So now
have no
you
ties to.
has no like they're the only people they have ties to is like their family, and they might have like grandparents that lived there, but they don't live there. They've never been there. So it's like you're sending people back to places where they're not native from, and that they weren't born. So they're going back home, starting a whole new life. They're going back starting a whole new life in a place that they've never been to.
Yeah, that sucks because like at one point the USA was supposed to be landed free and all of this, and we're treating our our own people like this. Like most of these people were born in America, and we're treating American citizens like this just because they're not a certain race, and that sucks. It really does. It's violating all over human rights and stuff. Like if they have ID or not to prove it, they're still gonna get harassed, maybe even killed, and
And
that,
it's
that
with the
sucks.
protests, it's people are people can like they're protesting ICE. It's like it's people's second amendment right to carry a gun and their license. And that's the thing. I feel like this is not off topic, but it's on topic. When school shootings happen, you have people saying it's the same. When like people when they were talking about getting rid of guns, people were like, "Oh yeah, it's our second amendment right to have guns." But how come it wasn't his second amendment right?
Exactly.
Why is it that he can't bring a gun to a protest? Because I remember Kyle Rittenhouse, like during the Black Lives Matter, he crossed state lines with a rifle. He and shot two protesters, and everybody was like, "That's his Second Amendment right. That's his right." But how come this guy he doesn't have a weapon, didn't pull it out? He just had it on his person. Why was he not allowed to like? Why was he not allowed to bring a gun to the protest that he was at?
Yeah. Exactly. Another thing I want to add on is I know these are regular people, but cops don't even treat um murderers and school shooters. They don't treat them with this much disrespect. Um, do you know the whole story with some kid brought a gun in church and shot up the church, and the cop took him to go get Burger King before he took him to jail.
Yeah,
And like thing is, like even cops don't go this far with certain people, and like ISIS first instinct is, oh, we're gonna assault him and kill him if I feel like it, and that sucks. Regular cops don't use as much violence.
and another thing is I saw recently I was scrolling on TikTok and I saw a video of a guy and he was like in an ice agent's face. He was in the ice agent's face. He has his camera on and he tells him he's in the ice agent. And the ice agent tells him if you raise your voice, I'll erase your voice. Basically saying that if you raise your voice at me, if you raise your voice at me, I will unalive you. And the thing is that people would defend that, and that's crazy because how can you look at something? How can you look at a video of a guy being pistol whipped, pepper sprayed, held down because he's at this point in the video, they have him on the ground. They could have put him in cuffs,
Hmm.
but they pistol whipped. He pistol whips him a couple times, and then they shoot him. So it's like at that point, how far is too far before people decide that no, we're going to stop this. That something is going to stop, and we know how far is too far. Getting the killing of a white man.
Yeah.
Because if it's one of us, we will be called. Because when it was Renee Good was also a terrorist. It took it took a white man getting killed for the president to be like, yeah, maybe this is too far. Maybe we should take some of them out, take some agents out. It's like if this was one of us, it would have been still going on. And it's the fact that ISIS kind of allowed to racially profile because because they hear a slightest accent. They hear the slightest accent, and now you're illegal, and now you're going to detainment center, and there was a woman on TikTok. She said that her and her husband there was this app that she could track her husband through. She went to go see her husband, and it's basically said that he was not on he was no longer in their service. He was no longer in their like service, meaning that he was somewhere and she doesn't know where he is.
Yeah. I do think this is not just a little bit of racism. The whole concept of ICE, in my opinion, is blatant racism, like in general. Like nobody else but Mexicans. You want to target straight Mexicans. People, most people who have U.S. passports, who born here from here, and you just want to take them all out. The concept was just to capture, and now they're taking it to straight murder. And I think this just messed up. Like I said, this is just violation of basic human rights. You wouldn't treat nobody else off the street like this. Um, but your first thing is, oh, I'm gonna beat him, unalive him, pistol whip him, whatever. Like I think most of these ICE agents just like take out whatever
The
like
frustration
aggression.
that they have
Yeah,
in the regular lives. And the
yeah,
crazy thing is that when this was first happening, they were saying we're going after the biggest, the baddest, the drug dealers, the people who have made our country so bad. But now you're going after innocent people. You have a DoorDash worker who literally ran into a woman's house because she was so scared of ICE, and the woman was like, I don't know what to do. But the woman that was like recording, she did like tell the lady to get out. She told her to go hide, and she's like, just go hide. So it's like you have people, and like I feel like this is something that's bringing like a lot of people together.
mm,
Like, because normally if a stranger ran into your house and said protect me, I don't think they would allow him. They wouldn't allow them. They wouldn't allow them in their house. So
yeah, yeah,
this is like bringing people together.
yeah. In your opinion, what do you think regular people like us could do to try to help make a
I think
difference?
protesting.
Yes.
I think protesting works a lot. Works. Like most people think it doesn't work, but it works for some things. I think this is a thing that protesting would work for.
Yeah. In my opinion, I would rather like I think it was better before ICE. I know the whole concept was just like we're over cleaning this whole USA up. We're gonna go after the drug dealers and whatnot. I think I'd like it better like before ICE. Like I think ICE is really messing up just the quality of life in general. Like kids are scared to go to school, and I think that empowers them to want. Yeah, you're staying in the house. You're scared. You're hiding because of me, and I think that's in general just messed up. But I do think protesting will help. I do think um, the internet going on and spreading the word.
Sharing information, showing
Yes,
like people how ICE really acts is
yeah,
really like helping.
yes. I do see a lot of TikToks of families of ICE victims speaking up, and I do think that's
I think
very
hearing
good.
people's stories like
Yeah,
really empowering.
yes. But yeah, that's the end here. You're listening to Hear Me Out.